Some of y'all out here be using words incorrectly. It's like someone used it in a sentence one time and based on the context, you conjured up your own definition without taking the time to look up what it actually means. Now, I'm not gonna say no names. We listen, we don't judge. I'm just here to spread the facts and help the people. So that's why I'm doing this video, which I'm gonna call Definition for Dummies. Wait, I'm not calling you dummy. I'm not calling you dummy. It's just a play on the, you know, with the, y'all get it. Y'all get it. Starting off strong with oligarchy. Now, I know a lot of you have heard this word getting thrown around a lot lately, so let's break it down. The official definition is a small group of people having control over a country, an organization, or an institution. So basically, it's when a handful of rich or powerful folk run the whole show for the benefit of themselves. Imagine, if you will, a billionaire owning a social media platform and deciding whose voices get amplified based on how much they're willing to pay. Twitter, anyone? Meta, anyone? Or how about Trump appointing his billionaire buddies to top government positions during his last and his upcoming presidencies? So when you hear oligarchy, think of power in the hands of the few, while the rest just watch and hope for the best. Next, we have fascism. This is one of those words that I see many people loving to use without really knowing what it means. The official definition is a political system led by a dictator who suppresses opposition, controls industry and commerce, and often emphasizes nationalism and sometimes racism. Sound familiar? Basically, it's when a leader says, it's my way or the highway, and you better be waving that flag while I do it. Remember when Donald Trump casually said that he would jail his political opponents? Yeah. Major fascism vibes, like he was preparing for his biopic Dictators the Musical. Or what about the government's attempt to ban TikTok, shutting down a platform where millions of people freely share ideas, jokes, and yes, even criticisms of the government? This is an example of them suppressing opposition and controlling industry and commerce, classic hallmarks of a fascist government. So the next time you hear fascism, think about a leader or a government taking total control and waving a big old flag of nationalism while they do it. Moving right along, we have propaganda. This is one of those words that sounds fancy, but boils down to something super shady. The official definition is when information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, is used to support a political cause or point of view. Or how I see it, it's when someone claims something to be the absolute truth, but really it's just their opinion on steroids. Remember when Elon Musk tweeted, Twitter is the digital town square of free speech, but was quietly banning accounts with diverse viewpoints left and right? Yeah, that's propaganda. Painting one picture for the public while doing the exact opposite behind the scenes. Another example is when Trump called mail-in voting a fraud and claimed it would rig the election. Meanwhile, his own administration and countless studies showed no evidence of widespread voter fraud. That's propaganda, sowing doubt and fear to manipulate public perception. Next up, demagogue. For some reason, this word always brings to my mind images of demons, and probably for good reason. The official definition is a political leader who seeks support by appealing to the desires and prejudices of ordinary people rather than by rational argument. So really, it's a leader that will tell you everything that you want to hear, but only so that they're able to get what they want. A classic example is Trump hosting rallies full of one-liners saying things like, I alone will fix it, without offering up any actual policies. Peak demagogue behavior. He's like a politician turned comedian doing stand-up, but forgetting that the punchlines are supposed to come with facts. And let's not forget his promise to lower grocery prices during this election season, only to start backpedaling on that claim before he's even sworn in. It's all about stirring the crowd with empty promises, knowing full well they'll never happen. So the next time you hear the word demagogue, think about someone who's all hype and no substance. They're really just out to get what they want from other people. Last up, we have nepotism. The official definition is when favoritism is given to relatives or close friends by those in power, often by giving them jobs or special privileges. It's like when keeping it in the family means handing out jobs and perks, whether they're qualified for it or not. An example is when Elonia gave his cousin a top job at Tesla. That's nepotism at its finest. Turns out blood is thicker than resumes. And let's not forget Donald Trump appointing his daughter Ivanka and his son-in-law Jared to senior advisor positions in the White House. No political experience? No problem when nepotism's running the show. So the next time you hear nepotism, think about people keeping it all in the family, whether they're qualified or not. And that's it for Definitions for Dummies today. But if you like this content and you want to see more, let me know in the comments and I'll make this a series. The power is yours.